Hi everyone, welcome to Lex Hope. Today we continue our discussion on recent Supreme Court judgments with part second covering important decisions you should know. Our first case is S. Shakul Hamid versus Tamil Nadu State Transport Corporation Limited, reported as 2026 INSC 29 and decided on 6th January 2026. In this, the Supreme Court examined the limits of appellate powers in motor accident compensation cases. High Court had reduced the disability compensation awarded to the claimant, even though the insurer had not filed an appeal challenging the award. The Supreme Court held that such reduction was improper. In the absence of an appeal by the insurer, the High Court could not have interfered with the compensation granted. Accordingly, the original award was restored. The judgment and reinforces that appellant courts must adhere to proper procedural requirements in motor accident claims. Next case is Roshini Devi versus State of Telangana and others. This case is cited as 2026 INSC 41, decided on 8th of January 2026. The issue before the court concerned the legality of preventive detention based on apprehension of future conduct. In this, the Supreme Court held that mere apprehension or suspicion is insufficient to justify preventive detention. Detention orders must strictly satisfy both statutory requirements and constitutional safeguards. The court emphasized that preventive detention laws cannot be used casually or mechanically as they directly affect personal liberty under Article 21. Now we will move to the next one, that is Ultratech Cement Limited versus the state of Gujarat and others. This case is reported as 2026 INSC 43, decided on 8th January 2026. Supreme Court ने डील किया इसमें applicability of road tax से. The question was whether construction vehicles such as dumpers and loaders used exclusively within factory premises could be treated as motor vehicle for the purpose of road tax. Court held that not used vehicles not used on public roads cannot be subjected to road tax merely because they are capable of being driven. This judgment provides clarity on tax liability for industrial and construction equipments. Okay, then our next case is Yeram Vijay Kumar versus State of Telangana and another. This case is cited as 2026 INSC 42 and was decided on 9th January 2026. Supreme Court examined the interpretation of Section 447 and 448 of Companies Act 2013. In this, the court held that Section 448, which deals with the false statements, cannot be applied independently. It must be read in conjunction with Section 447, which defines fraud. This ruling clarifies the threshold for initiating criminal proceedings against company officers and refines the test for corporate criminal liability. Now the next case is X versus State of UP and another. This case is reported as 2026 INSC 44, decided on 9th of January 2026. In this, the Supreme Court examined bail in a serious sexual offense under the POCSO Act. Okay. In this, the court found that bail had been granted without considering the statutory rigor of the POCSO Act and the vulnerability of the victim. Okay. According the bail was cancelled, the Supreme Court reiterated that fair trial considerations must include victim protection and strict compliance with special statutes. Our next case is Messrs Jindal Equipment Leasing Consultancy Services Limited versus Commissioner of Income Tax. This case is cited as 2026 INSC 46, decided on 9th January 2026. The issue concerned the tax treatment of shares received during amalgamation. The Supreme Court held that when shares are received in substitution of stock in trade, such receipt may constitute taxable business income under Section 28 of Income Tax Act. The judgment has significant implication for tax planning in mergers and amalgamations. Next case is Sri Krishna versus State of Madhya Pradesh, reported as 2026 INSC 45, also decided on 9th January 2026. In the Supreme Court addressed sentencing principles. Appellant was 80-year-old convict in a homicide case. The court reduced the sentence, observing that that sentencing must reflect humane consideration, including the advanced age of the accused. The judgment introduces age sensitivity as a relevant factor in sentencing discretion. The next case is State of UP versus Anuruddh and another. This case is reported as 2026 INSC 47, decided on 9th January 2026. Supreme Court clarified procedural law under POCSO Act. The court held that age determination of the victim is a matter for trial, not for consideration at the bail stage. Accordingly, a bail order directing age determination at the preliminary stage was set aside. This judgment clarifies the procedural boundaries in POCSO bail proceedings. Now, these judgments from January 2026 reflect the Supreme Court's approach to procedural fairness, personal liberty, corporate accountability, taxation, and social justice. If you want a detailed analysis of any specific case, let us know in the comments. And thank you so much for watching this video. And please like, share, and subscribe to the channel.